Ketu Dasha is coming. Ketu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha. What will happen? This will happen, that will happen. So many confusions. This is perhaps the only Dasha where people are already confused about what will happen in our life even before the confusion begins. So, first of all, you need to understand why does Ketu give confusion, or does it actually give confusion, or does it give you something else? Well, 99% of the people think that in Ketu Dasha they are confused because they don't know what to do or because they don't have sufficient options. Actually, the reality is totally the opposite, which means you are confused not because you don't know what you should do, or not because there are no options, but because there are too many options. And what happens when there are too many options? There is decision paralysis. And is this good for you? Hmm. Well, that depends on how you see this. But first of all, you need to understand Ketu will give you confusion by default, but it does not have to come from lack of options. First thing, this is something you need to make it clear to yourself, to your brain. Because if you think I don't have options, then there's no solution. It's like the door is closed. But with Ketu, what happens is Ketu is fire, right? Mars is fire, Sun is fire. Ketu also is very fiery. So, fire means what? Whenever you see fire, what happens? You see it, right? It's like fire is fire. You can't ignore. When there's darkness, fire illuminates the whole darkness. The darkness is gone. So it's very peculiar. How can the planet which shows fire take you into darkness? How is it possible? It's not possible. So this is actually a misnomer. So in disguise of not having options, you see what happens when Ketu comes. You want everything. Why? Nobody knows. Yeah, that's how Ketu is. When it's here, it's like I want everything. I know people who have Ketu very well placed in the horoscope, well placed not just house or sign wise, by all factors of astrology. And during their dasha, they tell me, "Oh, sir, I'm confused." And I'm like, "Why are you confused? Your direction is very clear. These are things that you are good at, and these are things that you should do." But what do they end up telling me? They end up telling me that no, I have this, but I want that also. This is where the root cause of the problem is. You actually, you know what happens in Ketu Dasha. You want to first secure something that you don't have, and when you secure it, what happens? You want something else now. You want all the bonuses. So therefore, the first thing to do during Ketu Dasha is to ask yourself, are the fundamentals of your life sorted or not? If they are not sorted, which means your health is not proper, or your finances are struggling, or your married life is gone, or your relationship with your children is not good, if you have problems in the fundamentals of your life, you must first sort them out. This is imperative. After you sort out the fundamentals, now you can ask yourself, how can I go to the next level in this particular area of life? So for example, if Ketu is in the 10th house, you still have to look for all the fundamentals in life. Just because it is in the 10th house, don't just run after career. I'm not saying don't run after career. I'm saying don't just run only after career. If you do that, then what happens is everything else will be imbalanced. The first thing that you need to do is again make sure your fundamentals are sorted, irrespective of all the wherever Ketu is placed, all 12 houses, doesn't matter. Exalted, debilitated, mool, trikon, enemy sign, friend sign, no use. First is fundamentals. All right. Once your fundamentals are sorted, now you go deep into the divisional charts and see which area of life do you need to focus more. So, for example, if you have Ketu in the 10th house, as I said, in the Bhauchalit chart, which is for the Lagna chart, of course, I mean the D1, of course. Now, you know that maybe now I have to focus more on my career. Not only career, I have to focus more. So, you sort out your fundamentals, then you go to your Navamsha chart. You see where Ketu is. Then you go to your Dashamsha chart, D10, D9, D10. Then you see where your Ketu is. Because they will tell you what should be the next course of your action. If you think that just the D1 will give you all the clues, then you are being misled. Okay. So don't just think D1 answers everything. Of course, because Ketu is in the 10th house, in the Bhav Chalit, you will be dealing with kind of big things in life, like big people, big position, big money. These things will come. But within that, how do you have to navigate? So, for example, if in your D1, the Bhav Chalit, if you have Ketu in the 10th, but in the D9, if you have Ketu in the 7th house, then it can mean that you have to make big decisions regarding your marriage. Why? Because the 7th house is the house of marriage, especially in the Navamsha, although the Navamsha is not the chart of your marriage, but the 7th house within the Navamsha can show a lot of things related to the interactions between you and your spouse. And suppose in your D10 chart, in your Dashamsha chart, which indicates a lot about your profession, your Ketu is in the 9th house. Then within your profession, you have to focus on learning. Yeah, you have to focus on learning and not just. Whenever I say learning, people immediately think, oh, I have to do master's, PhD, I have to learn, learn, learn. No, you don't have to do master's, PhD. You have to just upgrade your skill set. You can do it through master's, PhD, or you can do it through YouTube videos, or you can do it without the help of any course, any mentor, without anybody, right? Through self experience. You can also do that. But of course, ninth house recommends you to go and take help from a mentor because is the house which can reduce the time span that you need for completing a particular task. So, for example, if you can learn something from your experience in 10 years, a mentor who has already gone through that can tell you ways how you can shorten it to 6 months. So, you gain 9.5 years of your life. So, therefore, this is very powerful because now in the divisional charts, you exactly know where you should focus. So, every aspect of life you have to narrow down from the divisional chart. So if you want to reduce the confusion, if you want to reduce your anxiety, you need to check where Ketu is in the divisional charts. Now, if in the Bhavchalit chart Ketu is placed in a Dusthana house, then it can make matters worse because then what happens is your fundamentals struggle. Then what happens? The next step is you feel you need to overcompensate in some other area of life for the lack of happiness in one particular area of life. So suppose Ketu is in the sixth house, what happens? Married life is not working. So what happens? You work more in your job, right? So this is the problem. So Ketu placed in the Dusthana house of a Bhavchalit chart is a real problem. So what is the remedy? The remedy is try to work in that area of life, try to improve that area of life without overcompensating it for something else. And if you can do this, then you will realize gradually your Ketu Dasha is improving. Gradually, I'm saying, I'm being very carefully. I'm not saying it will improve in day one. Gradually, you will see things are kind of moving, which is very important because otherwise, if things don't move, you will become further depressed. So the best thing to do during Ketu Dasha is of course to see your divisional charts, but Within that also, check for your fundamentals and make a note of what is missing in your life, and make a note of what you think is missing. There are two things: what is missing and what you think is missing. The more the mismatch between what you think is missing and what is actually missing, the more the trouble in Ketu Dasha. Because now if the list is very different, then you will always feel a lot of things are missing in your life. And when you feel like that, the Agni inside Ketu increases, the fire increases, it burns you, it burns you in such a way that you feel, yeah, life is not proper. So rather than obsessing over confusion, see, people are obsessed with confusion in a negative way. That makes them more confused. So if you are confused, just sit and meditate and ask yourself, what is that I am lacking? Or is it that I think I'm lacking something, but I'm not lacking it? This can revolutionize your Ketu Dasha. And if you do this, it will take your Ketu Dasha to the next level, because gradually, when you keep meditating, when you keep doing spiritual practices, the gap between what you think you are missing and what you are actually missing will, yeah, it will start narrowing down. And there will be a point where the gap will disappear. So there's not, so what you are missing is something which you should actually miss. Okay. Which you are missing in reality. It's like not that you are just thinking about it, you are really missing something. So that is what it is. And at the end, if you want to understand Ketu at a deeper level, you have to also check the nakshatra. Whose nakshatra? The nakshatra where Ketu is placed and the nakshatra lord of Ketu. So for example, if Ketu is in Leo in Uttar Falguni nakshatra, so you have to ask yourself, is there a gap between partnerships in my life and my idea of partnerships? And of course, the Lord of Uttar Falguni, Surya, very important. Surya here, if Ketu is in the Leo part of Uttar Falguni, then of course, Surya by default becomes even more important, because Surya is also the dispositor. So the nakshatra and the traits of the nakshatra and the dispositor and the nakshatra lord, all the three are very important. So the more you learn and more you study the weaknesses of the nakshatras, the strengths of the nakshatras, the more you will actually come to know what is missing in your life versus what you think is missing. All right. So make a note and try to reduce the gap between what is missing and what you think is missing. All right. God is there with you all the time. Just look to Him and you'll find Him. And for personalized horoscope consultations to get clarity for all areas of your life, you can go to my website down in the description section. Jai Siya Ram.